flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Officially set on the meeting to order. You have received the minutes of the last meeting. What are your wishes? Okay, we have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Yeah.
Wind farm had a few wind days that they could not work last week. They do have a crane crossing today between 7 AM and noon on D Avenue, just north of 220th. So should only take 30 minutes or so to get that across there. In the shop, we've got a truck with radiator issues. Yeah, view spot, the cedars on Pioneer Road. I think they ran out of seed. They're up at the north end, so they should be coming back to finish off the seeding there. Our guys are out seeding when it's nice enough out. Yeah. Rocks being hauled into style periodically and into Conrad.
I drove on Pioneer Road yesterday. It's very nice. I wish I would have driven it before to see it compare.
Yeah. That's about what's going on. Pretty bland. I should not have said that.
Brush cutters out. Hose with the
Yep.
cutters are out.
Hose with brush cutters are going. Treating stumps as we go.
Highway 14 bridges, middle of November.
Outside of that last email, middle of November that's all I've got.
I just had a couple people ask me.
Yeah, I know they're just working on, I think, of the approaches. They got their deck and their barrier rail done, so. I'm not sure who's doing the approaches. I'm assuming it's a sub.
Right out here.
On both Conrad and.
I think Boulder's doing this one, from what
Okay.
Nobly told me at church.
So I'm not sure where they're at on their schedule. But outside the middle of November, they hope to have it open.
I haven't heard of any delays of after that yet.
Correct.
Okay, any other questions for Jeff? Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Next item on the agenda is discussion and possible action on signing the system navigation location agreement. We had this in place on the agenda last week, tabled it. I think Erica has been looking at it. I have not heard anything. I do know. I think that they would really like to have someone in place in the first part of November. So I guess I would like to make a recommendation that we would approve this pending Erica's approval. I mean, if she finds a big red flag yet. That we could look into that. Pretty much. I know I was in on a meeting when we went through the things that they would pick up the key at the sheriff's office. That way everybody knows when there's someone in the building. They would follow our policies, along with their policies. Unless someone has questions, concerns with it.
Makes sense.
That way they can get someone in place beginning the first week in November. Sounds like one day a week, maybe to start. Could be that it would turn into more. But there is an office open over there. So. That would be all right, I guess. You would like to make that
I
motion.
will make that motion. However you.
So would be approved, yes, unless that I speak with Erica and she did find something, a big red flag, but I haven't heard. I did ask her about it through email. Haven't heard back, so. We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? I will double check with that, otherwise we'll get a hold of them. The next item is to consider for approval, the Mid-Iowa TIP annual certification. That was passed around.
Move approval.
Is there a second?
Second.
Amy, you have anything to add on? that? So we have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes. Next item is discussion and possible action concerning Landis Cooperative's TIF statement and certification. And then, do we have someone on?
Yes.
Thank you.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we're gonna, I think, adjust the volume a minute.
Okay.
Go.
Well, good morning. Thank you. I'm Angie Krieger. I'm the general counsel for Landis Cooperative. I just joined the organization a couple weeks ago, and so Alan and I have been emailing back and forth on this matter, and I want to thank him for his patience. As you all are aware, market conditions in agriculture have been very difficult over the last year, and it came to my attention when we were looking at this TIP certification that we have rationalized our staffing at some locations, including the one at issue here. And so Landis is not in compliance with the TIP certification. We will not be submitting the document for the funding this year. I'm very sorry to say that's the case. Again, just tough conditions, and a lot of the people who were involved in the original decisions are not here anymore. So we had a hard time figuring that out. We would like to understand whether or not, if conditions do change and we decide to up staffing again, if the opportunity is still available to us, or if this would terminate the entire agreement. And I don't know if you're prepared to answer that today. Again, I just found out this information over the weekend, so my sincere apologies for springing this upon you.
I don't know. You don't know. I don't know that we'd be able to answer that today. I'm sure we would, as our county attorney just walked in the room, I have this feeling that she would be giving us a look if we agreed to that.
Yeah, no, I totally understand. And again, I want to tell you all that, this is not how we do business normally. I started, this is my day 11 at Landis. We've been without a general counsel for about the last 5 months. So sincere apologies for being so delinquent on this.
So no, I think that would be something that we would need to discuss further at a future meeting, and we can keep you on the loop on that. And I guess, does anybody else have any other questions here? We'll have her.
I think that kind of said it all.
Amy, do you have anything that you'd like to?
No, not right now.
Not right now, okay.
Would you like us to still submit the document, even though it shows that we're not in compliance? I guess that would be my other question.
Yes, if you could,
Okay.
please. Yeah.
Yep.
Getting a lot of head shakes of yes here, so.
Okay. Yep, we'll get that submitted, and then just let us know what next steps are for discussion, or I'll be your primary point of contact.
Okay, no, that's good to know, and we'll, keep in contact with that, and thank you for joining us and explaining, and, yes, we will discuss here and see what happens going forward.
Okay.
So, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Have a good day.
No, I will. So we would not have any.
You don't need to take any
Yeah.
action of not submitting the
They're
certification.
not submitting. That would be nice.
Awesome.
Is there anything else to add on the subject then?
I'll have to review the agreement and talk to Eric and the TIF attorney to see,
How we go forward.
if they can submit it. Here,
Okay, no,
I'm not 100% sure.
okay, no, if you want to look into that for us, we appreciate it. Thank you.
Was easy.
Yeah.
Um,
Some money too, yeah.
Next item is discussion and possible action concerning contract with the Grundy Center YMCA. Been in discussion with Erica, we had a contract for the wellness committee to have, memberships available to the employees, using ARPA funds initially. There have been some issues with the billing. There was also been, it was contingent upon use, and we have quite a few memberships. We have not so many users. So I think the wellness committee met, and at this time, we feel it would be in better use of the money to use it somewhere else and to discontinue the contract with the Y. Erica has looked into it, and we are able to do that. There may be a timeline that we have to follow as far as giving them notice. But I would like to have approval to give them notice today that we will be discontinuing our contract with them. So I would look for a motion to, well, a motion, is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Right.
Any opposed? Okay. The next item is updates on various board and committee meetings. Anybody have anything? Yes?
I've got several of them.
All right,
The first update here will be for the North Iowa juvenile detention. And they were at, excuse me, a week ago Friday, I attended via Zoom. I guess the biggest thing that morning, they had two kids try to escape, and there was a couple old wooden doors that they demolished, but when they got to the steel doors, they were still in the facility. So they're going to replace the old doors. They were 30 years old, I believe, or something like that. They were pretty bad shape. So they're going to replace them with new steel doors. The subacute accounts, the usage is down. Part of it is the Medicare restrictions that have been placed on them. Good news is that at Brownstone, if you remember, they had where parents could apply or ask for a respite period for them or their children, and that has increased the usage of Brownstone significantly. So the courts or whatever don't need to do that. It's the parents that can get a long weekend.
it's like 3 to 5 days that they can stay
Yeah,
there.
something like that. I think it's a maximum of 5 days on that, but they were real happy that program is going and people are utilizing it. Financially, pretty standard stuff. They're continuing to be in pretty good shape. Next one I'll report on is the Independence Mental Health. And I think you've known some of my opinions on that meeting. I have to say this last meeting was good. They've finally got their act together. The supervisor, Iverson, he was there along as well as all the department heads. So it wasn't like one department was trying to make a report for something that they really didn't know. But the buildings are in good shape. They are putting security cameras in patient areas so that they can review any potential problems that might come up. And then also learning from that how to handle the restraints or whatever for the individuals. First time they're close to full staffing on nurses, and
they had one traveling nurse, which the traveling nurses are quite expensive compared to full-time people. And the last traveling nurse, I think her last day is this Friday, so they will have a full staff of regular nurses, and a lot of those employees came from the Department of Corrections. With some cutbacks and uncertainty, they've come to the Mental Health Institute. See, they're at full, basically the whole facility is at full staff. The full staff of social workers are up. Admission numbers are up. A lot of it is the kids. Since the Cherokee facility is not there, they're getting quite a few more kids to Independence. Full nursing staff is 185 people on that. Quality control manager, there was some things written up with the state review that have been taken care of, and some of it were things like food items that were on a shelf or something were not properly labeled. They've taken care of that. Just a comment with the state Human Services Director Garcia resigned, and Mr. Iverson met the new director, has known the new director Johnson, and he said it's a different leadership style, but he was very encouraged by what he had heard, and some of the directions that Johnson had indicated that would happen at the Institute of Mental Health. They went talking about the kids from Cherokee or potential kids. Before Cherokee closed, they had 16 kids at Independence, and now they have 36. So the schooling there has had to get another teacher or two to help those kids. One of the disturbing things is that the kids are getting younger. They had a 7-year-old that was referred to them, and there was several 8, 9, and 10-year-olds that are at the facility. One thing that they've learned is that they've kind of individualized the treatment or how they interact with the kids, and they're trying to have some modification on their behavior, and they found that each child is different, like all the rest of us. You know, what motivates Jeff doesn't do a thing for me, so they've kind of done that. And so they've set some goals for each individual, and if they reach the goal, they can get a reward that kind of motivates them. And some of the simple things, when they first told me this, I was a little concerned, but food was a big motivation. It's not, it's not the meal, but it's the treat. They might have a special treat that they, a Snickers candy bar, or I don't know what it is, but it's a special treat that motivates them. And that seems to be working pretty well. So they're looking at different things. The next meeting was the first judicial district of corrections, and that's an advisory board. Highlights, I guess, that from the fiscal year 25 financials, I didn't realize, but the residents there do pay rent. And if they're able to work off the facility during the day, they pay their rent that way. If they leave the facility, still owing the facility, it's not lost. They do have a judgment against them, so they're trying to collect what's owed them. We did have a speaker, a guest speaker, Tara Thomas. And if you remember, she was a news anchor or something for KWWL several years back. And since 2019, let me back up. She is currently communication officer for the city of Waterloo. But she's been working with the Department of Corrections there since 2019. She's a member of Hope City Church, and they have a program that they go in at least once a month to visit with the residents. And seems like it's been very, very helpful. They don't go in with any purpose. They just go in to have some fellowship. It's Bible based on that, but they've had people, once they leave the facilities, they encounter them outside and seems to be working. Not all the time, but there is some positive. But if you have an organization that is looking for kind of a informational speaker, but get old Tara Thomas. That was very interesting on her work with the ladies. Facility wise, first district has facilities in Waterloo for females only. The Dubuque facility is a co-ed, as well as West Union is co-ed. And then there's also a male only facility in Waterloo. And bed-wise, thinking it's up towards 400, 450 when you put all the facilities together. Friday at the same time, the first juvenile or the first judicial district was meeting. Central Iowa Juvenile was meeting, and I tried to get on after the first meeting, was not able to. So can I give you an update on what's happening there? I do know that I was with one of the Dubuque County Supervisors. Dubuque County has not done anything. They're kind of in the same position we are, probably even worse, because they have shut down their facility and sent all the kids to Eldora, but they have not done anything with membership. So I'll try to get a hold of the interim CEO over there at Eldora and have a report next week.
We had county social services. We're just finishing up, as you know, that they were dissolved as of July 1st. Still paying, there were still some bills rolling in. That's the bulk of, we just approved that payment. It is tapering off. There's 3 workers contracted to do that, and their hours have decreased significantly over the last month. So they're hoping, well, they will be finished by December 31st, but they're actually hoping to have everything wrapped up as far as most of the payments by the end of October. That'll give them time to clear the bank and be able to wrap up that in a timely fashion. Also, there was with Iowa Workforce Development, a dislocated worker discussion, just looking at how the monies are split across the state and the qualifications for each district and how that works. Just actually asking for some input as to if things needed to be changed, if the formula could be tweaked a little bit. There's 4 of those meetings, and then they will work on that at the state level. I also had Butler Grundy Development meeting and I don't have my notes, so I will report on that next week because I don't want to say something I shouldn't say and it's all highlighted there for me, so I will give a report on that then. Liz, that was all I had this week. Butch, do you have anything? The board specific?
Not really. They got the asphalt poured over there. Chad's this week, hopefully gonna do the concrete driveway. He's doing a couple pads out here where they always the city always pushes the snow and it kills all the grass and everything. Talked to Dan about with the city if we could do that, and he's like, yeah, I would. Go ahead and do that in the morning, so.
Where were we with the repairs on the roof?
As soon as he can get here, he's gonna,
Getting a little cold out. Thick shingles down.
yeah.
So it's still on schedule
Yeah.
for this year.
Yeah.
Eric, do you have anything for us this morning?
I looked into the insurance provisions that I was concerned about last week, got in touch with, our insurance provider who was in and out of, or our agent who was in and out of the office. And we do have coverage. I've got to double check to see if it's the same amounts that were requested there. He agreed that it is unusual. That usually the tenant does that, but
And earlier, before you got here, we passed that with approval pending your approval of that. I know that they were hoping to get someone in there at the beginning of November, so.
I'll just shoot out an email to everybody so you know what our coverages are. And so I did that. The assistant county attorney is back from Aruba, so I think we are, I know I am happy that she decided to come back. And yeah, that's about it for me.
Chase, anything going on?
Nope,
Which is a good thing in your
that's a
department.
good thing. Homeland Security Conference went well and then just playing a little catch up from that, but
Kirk, how about you?
Yeah, so I don't know if everybody got a chance to download that app that we, got going, but it's been really nice. We paid for the app using the opioid settlement funds, so it's been something I was working on for 2 years, was trying to figure out how we could fund it. So that was nice that we were able to fund it using those funds. And I think about Wednesday last week, we've had like 300 downloads of that app already so far. I'm sure it's much higher now, but the other information I had for you is last week I had 2 employees turn in their resignations. Well, I should say retirements. So Mike McAteer, he's been a deputy for, so I've said he's been here since '99. He's going to be retiring January 9th of 26. So we're already short a deputy. So we've been started the hiring process, and I had 6 certified police officers and 4 non-certified police officers apply for the deputy's position. Of those 4 non-certified people, 2 people showed up for testing. Neither one of them passed the written tests, so that eliminates them as being able to be hired. We've been doing interviews. We interviewed 4 of the 6 people who applied that were certified officers. And so I'm just actually waiting for Civil Service Commission to approve the list, and then we will probably try to offer a position. Maybe next week I could get on the agenda. I'd kind of like to go ahead and hire 2, one for Mac's position, since he was nice enough to give us a couple months and get somebody going while he's still here. And then Sheila Lepley, who's been a dispatcher here for over 20 years, also turned in her resignation, their actual, or retirement. They're both retiring on the same day, January 9th of 26. We are already had started looking for dispatchers because John Calderwood retired again. So he was a full-time dispatcher, retired, and then came back to work part-time, and he was our only guy that would work midnights. So we are without a midnight dispatcher except for our full-timer, Nate Stahl. So we, like I said, we've already been looking for replacements for them because Emmett Inks, also a part-time dispatcher, went to the state full-time. So we are already two dispatchers down. So we've actually had to have deputies come in and work in dispatch because we're so short and we're already short deputies. So it's been a lot of touch and go here lately. So and then Nate Stahl has also announced that he plans on retiring in April. He's an overnight dispatcher, so we have a lot of hiring for people who have been around for a long time. Nate's been with the county for over 20 years as well, over 25 years, so we have a lot of experience walking out the door in the next couple of months. So I'd like to try to get ahead of this and get some hiring done. Well,
Sounds like a job.
yeah, it's been a lot of interviewing. So
Any other questions for Frank?
we do have one car down at Carl Chevrolet. I that should be done, I would guess, here in the next couple of days. So hopefully in the next couple of days we can get down there and pick up a new squad car, so.
Does that still take quite a while, or is it more like it used to be? I know for.
It's a lot faster than what it used to be, so, we got one about 3 weeks ago now, and so. Yeah, it's been turning out a lot faster, so. And cars are a lot more available right now too than what they were there for a while, so.
Okay.
Other than that.
Right. Next item on the agenda is closed session pursuant to Iowa Code Section 21.5 to discuss information of human records in the custody of a government body or confidential records pursuant to Section 22.7. A motion to enter closed session at this time. Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call vote, Erica, or is motion?
Roll call.
Okay, take a roll call vote.
Jake,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
LJ.
Yes.
Mark.
Yes.
And Heidi.
Yes. Set up for a closed session then.
But I looked up to go over any corners.
Here. Please.
Sure, thank you, sir.
You're gonna get it.